Okay, I have not made a video like this in a while. And if you have started following me recently, since my crazy junk journaling phase began, you might be like, what is this doing on this channel? Who is this? Do I even subscribe to this person? Why am I being shown this video? But actually, I think that if you're into junk journaling, you're probably into pretty pieces of paper, which means that you're really just like one teeny step away from being into tarot, if you're not already into tarot. So, and if you're one of my many subscribers from before my crazy junk journaling phase started, then you're probably already on board the tarot and oracle deck train. Now this is something, I can't lie, I don't know if you can get this. This is something that I kickstarted, and I kickstarted it a while ago before I quit my job and found out I was pregnant and moved to a different city and bought a house. I am not in a position to be kickstarting decks now, so I'm very excited. This is the last new deck that I'll be getting for a while, and I'm very, very excited about it. But this is the Tarot of Aphrodite, and I'm so excited about it because actually let's cut through this all so it doesn't clog up my trash. There we go. This is the Tarot of Aphrodite, and I'm very excited about it. It looks to be very beautiful. And while she's kind of made herself known to me more through the face and name of Venus, I have really been working with Venus this past year. She just kind of made it very clear that I was supposed to start working with her. And without going into too much detail about that, I just kind of wanted to give that little tiny bit of context about like why this is so exciting and special to me and why I had to get this when I saw it. Because not only is it like Aphrodite Venus themed, it's like all beautiful old public domain artwork that's been made to, carefully chosen to work as a tarot deck. And we're gonna see. I don't think I got to see very much of it on the Kickstarter, and if I did, it was a long time ago, and I don't remember much of it. So let's see, what's it say on the back? Femininity and fine art. The Tarot of Aphrodite is the answer for all lovers of the fine arts. That's me. Vintage, that's me. And women, that's also me. I am a woman and I love women. I'm not a lesbian, but it's okay if you are. But I just love women. I think you can love women without being a lesbian. An exquisite curation of sensual art while keeping the integrity of the traditional tarot. This 79 card deck is ideal for everyone, no matter if you're a newbie or longtime tarot reader. Let yourself be touched by the gentle beauty of Venus. Here they say Venus. 79 card. I don't remember that. What's the 79th card? If you're new to tarot, tarot traditionally has 78 cards, 22 majors, all the rest, 56 minors, I guess. So typically, when there's extra cards, they're extra majors. So we've probably got a 23rd major here. Oh, I love this. So I will say, the printing, is it just the light or is it the printing? Yeah, it's definitely pinker on the book, but I'm not like mad at that. In fact, I might even like this coloring better than the box coloring. So here's the guidebook, and the guidebook right away, it's not full color. It does have a very small picture of each card, and then it looks like, so this is 12. So some of the cards have been renamed, but they still correspond. So instead of 12 being the Hanged Man, we've got stillness, but that seems like a very similar meaning. And we've got an affirmation, some keywords, and then a more in-depth meaning, and then let's see what the minors are like. Yeah, so we've got, it tells you what the actual painting is and who did it and what year it's from. So we've got, again, the artist, the painting name. I guess this is the artist's lifetime range, not the year of the painting here, whereas this one's the year of the painting. So And then, yeah, we've got an affirmation, keywords, and a more in-depth meaning. So this is pretty cool. Okay, and then it looks like our majors are queen, king, princess, and priestess. And I'm curious about the order that they're in here. Because I feel like in a feminine deck, I wouldn't be surprised to see queen placed above king, which is, it was queen, king, princess, priestess. But I am a little surprised to see princess placed above priestess, because usually princess would be like a page, and then priestess would be like a knight. And this is a little different. So, ooh, we've got rose gold metallic edges. But also, like, the way that court cards are ranked, ooh, I didn't even look at the back. That's really pretty. The way that court cards are ranked isn't always necessarily like a top to bottom. It's not necessarily like king is the highest, page is the lowest, or in this case, like queen is the highest, princess or priestess is the lowest. It's just kind of like, you can read it that way, but that's not necessarily very helpful. It tends to be more helpful to read into like, what is this particular archetype's relation to their particular domain, which is to say their suit. Okay, love this line drawing of Birth of Venus in here. Aphrodite, goddess of love divine, with you our hearts and souls entwine. May your blessings be upon us all as we answer to love's eternal call. I love that. And we've got roses. How could I not love that? This is a lovely box. This is not like the most deluxe box that I own, but this is a very lovely box. I am pleased. I'm not disappointed. I am pleased. Okay, and then this will go right in my junk journal scraps bin. We are on that same desk. And then, okay, so we've got the backs with Birth of Venus. So this is an interesting choice. So they've chosen to make them totally reversible at the expense of making it seamless. So it's not, this is not a seamless graphic here. I do feel like this could have been done in a slightly different way so that there wouldn't be that weird line in the middle, and still make it be perfectly reversible, but that's fine. I'm not mad about that. I still think it's pretty, and we're not going to spend most of our time looking at the backs of these cards anyway. We're going to spend most of our time looking at their fronts. I will say this has a nice, like, they're not totally matte in terms of how they look. Like, they've got a slightly satin finish, but they've got that nice matte feeling to them. They don't feel like super glossy cards, and you listen to the sound. This is my favorite. When cards sound like this is a good texture. Just appreciate that. We're good here. Okay. So we're going to go over to this side because I feel about this as a title card, which is great. This is also going straight in my junk journal scraps pile to go into my, actually, we're just going to pop it, instead of putting it in the scrap pile, we're just going to pop her right up here with the overflow. Ooh, why don't we put her in here? Come on, cooperate with me. Okay, I'm gonna have to move her because I want to see these affirmations, but we'll have her here just for now until I find a better home for her. Put these tools away so they're out of our way. Okay, and then for the Fool, we've got the Birth. I love this. I think that's very appropriate. Let me maybe get you zoomed in a little here. This is, yeah, you're way too far away for this. Come in a little closer so you can really appreciate this. And while you're here, let's take another look at this box. Okay, now you've seen it up close. And I guess I'll show you the backs in case you didn't get to see those very well from far away. Okay, so we've got the Birth for the Fool. Love it. Ooh. The Seer. For the High Priestess. Aphrodite for the Empress, which feels very appropriate. God damn it. I kind of wish I'd gotten 2 of these so I could use half of them. So I could use one deck as like journal cards. What are you going to do? Okay. We've got Aries for the Emperor, also very appropriate. The Hierophant, unchanged. The Lovers. Ooh, the Chariot. We've got her in her shell being pulled by swans. That's really fabulous. Strength. Ooh, I love this. Oh, I'm going to be so curious to go through these later. I kind of want to know right now, though, the name of this painting. I've never seen this painting before, and I love it so much. And this would be a good... Oh, here, let's look at the book for a second. So we've got table of contents for all the cards. We've got a prologue here about why she made the deck, probably. Well, here, what's it say? Let's read it. Why not? On a serene Friday evening in November 2020, I found myself seated before my sacred altar, adorned with delicate roses, bathed in the soft glow of pink candles and the sweet scent of rose incense. With devoted intention, I began chanting the name of the goddess Aphrodite. Suddenly, an energetic force, akin to a powerful gust of wind, enveloped me. At that moment, I knew I had succeeded. After months of earnest attempts to evoke her presence, I had finally made a profound connection. Overflowing with gratitude, I greeted Aphrodite, thanking her for gracing me with her presence. The following morning, a remarkable synchronicity unfolded before me as I found money on the street. Okay. This phenomenon continued to repeat itself in the subsequent months, each time I called upon her. It was a profound affirmation of our deep and genuine connection, a tangible reminder that she was watching over me, offering her loving care and support. In the wake of this divine encounter, I embarked on a transformative journey. Aphrodite bestowed upon me invaluable lessons in self-care, self-love, beauty, and design. It became clear that I was meant to be a conduit, a vessel for spreading the profound message of love to the world. It was from this realization that the creation of my tarot deck and oracle was born. As a lifelong devotee of tarot, my dream of crafting my own deck had long been harbored within me since childhood, even before the era of YouTube. Sorry. Aphrodite's energy is undeniably real and tangible. She exists in a realm beyond our own, and I am forever grateful for her divine guidance and the wisdom she imparted upon me. This energetic collaboration with the goddess has resulted in a tarot deck and oracle that I hold dear to my heart. I trust that you will embrace and cherish the fruits of this collaboration as much as I do. May you always be blessed with an abundance of love and beauty, Natacha. Okay, that's a lovely little story. And then we've got her short little essay on Aphrodite. Just to give you some context if you're not super familiar on the meanings in court cards. Okay, here, I'm interested in this about the court cards. I'm going to skim here for what I'm looking for, though. While exploring this deck, you'll notice that many of the images bear a striking resemblance to the traditional tarot symbolism. This deliberate design choice serves to provide a sense of familiarity and accessibility, especially for those who are new to tarot. The following cards have been renamed. Okay, pages are princesses, knights are priestesses. So, okay, so I was right about that. They're just in a weird order in the book for some reason. And then the Empress is Aphrodite, the Emperor is Aries, the Wheel of Fortune is the Fates, and the Hanged Man is Stillness. And those are the only renamed ones, apparently. Big Arcana. I think this might be... I wonder if English is her first language. That's not meant to be like an insult. I just wonder. I've never heard it called the Big Arcana. I've always heard it called the Major Arcana. Because it's not the Big Arcana. It's only 22 cards versus 56 or 23 here, I guess. Assuming that there is actually an extra card, which I guess we'll find out in a minute. And then, yeah, because it's not called the Major Arcana because it's bigger. It's called the Major Arcana because it's about more major concepts. Okay, we've got some spread suggestions here. And then we've got the meanings of the cards. Okay, so this is what I wanted to know. We're going to go to strength here. Oh, this is Circe. Okay, so this is a depiction of Circe by Wright Barker from 1889. And boy, is it beautiful. I love the tiger rug. I love the flowers. I love the lyre. I love everything that I'm seeing here. Okay. And let's just read, just as an example, what she says about this card. Affirmation. I am gentle yet fierce, demonstrating strength through compassion and understanding. Yes, yes. Keywords: inner strength, resilience, power, compassion, gentleness, self-control, bravery, taming of the wild, confidence, endurance. Sounds good. Here we see the goddess Circe Okay, I've never heard Circe referred to as a goddess before, but there we have it. Here we see the goddess Circe standing amidst a majestic gathering of lions and wolves. Her commanding presence is evident as she exudes an air of authority and control over these untamed creatures. It is a testament to her ability to harness and guide the primal forces of nature. The Strength card represents not just physical strength, but also emotional and spiritual strength. I would personally say that it represents emotional and spiritual strength much more than it represents physical strength. But that's just me. It encourages you to be patient and gentle with yourself and others using compassion and understanding. The Strength card also symbolizes the harmonious integration of opposing forces within yourself. It represents the balance between your primal instincts and higher consciousness, reminding you to find the middle ground and act from a place of inner harmony. It calls for self-control, patience, and self-discipline. In relationships, the Strength card signifies the power of unconditional love and compassion. It encourages you to approach conflicts with empathy and understanding, seeking resolution through open-hearted communication. Lovely. Okay. I think this is actually not a bad book. Yeah. I'm decently impressed. Decently pleased. And I will say that Strength is one of the cards that I wasn't like thinking about this when I hit it, but I'm realizing now that like Strength is one of the cards that I do tend to like judge a deck by, and it does tend to, because the Strength card is so close to my heart. I care a lot about how like a good Strength card or a bad Strength card can do a lot towards making or breaking a deck for me. And also I just have, it won't like make or break it for me, but I love when Strength cards use tiger imagery. The lion is traditional. And this card is mostly lions, but it's got the little tiger rug, and tiger is like my protective, animal spirit guide. And so, yeah, and actually has like shown up in my relationship with Aphrodite or with Venus, as well as with Freya, with Guan Yin, with Zhonghui, with like a bunch of the different deities and spirits that I've worked with have also shown up for me as tigers. And like, I don't know, tiger is special to me. So I like, this doesn't have anything to do with like a general review of this deck, but I am personally pleased to see a little bit of tiger imagery in this card. Okay, now we can move on and look at the rest of the cards, as I'm sure you all would much prefer to be doing. This is just a beautiful dress. I believe this is a John William Waterhouse, and I think she makes a lovely hermit. The Fates. Okay, so this is instead of the Wheel of Fortune, which is fine. I like it. We've got a bit of a maiden mother crone energy going on here. Justice. This is kind of cute. Stillness. I like this. I like how, and I feel like this is very appropriate to this card, how, well, one, yeah, there's a musical instrument here that's not being played. But then she's been like here resting long enough that the petals on her flower crown are like falling off onto her. And it's showing this like passage of time through this stillness. And I really like that. The Hanged Man is another card by which I tend to kind of, it's another card that has held a lot of meaning for me in the past. And so I do tend to kind of judge a deck based on its Hanged Man. I think this is a very good one. Okay. No strong opinions here. I will say, yeah, Death and Temperance I do also kind of tend to judge a deck by. I'm not put off by this Death, but I don't find it very evocative. And this Temperance, again, like I'm not put off by it, but I don't find it very evocative. but the strength and the stillness I'm very pleased with. The Devil, interesting. Interesting, okay. The Tower. I wonder, is this like, oh, we open right to it. The Storm, okay. Huh, I'm interested to learn more about this. I feel like this is also going to be like a doorway or a gateway for me to learn more about these paintings. I might be interested to like do some more independent research on the actual paintings just to learn more about them. Yeah, some of these I will say I'm not finding like particularly like evocative for the meaning of the card, but it is very pretty. This, I would say this one, like, I don't know that there's not even a star in the card, but that's okay. I also understand like you're working with a limited repertoire of public domain fine art featuring Venus or Venus-like imagery. Now this moon is lovely. And this sun is lovely. And these, I think, yeah, I really like both of these. This is beautiful. Judgment. Nice. The World. I like, so here she's really, I don't know much about this painting, but just the composition of this painting very much mirrors the composition of the traditional World card. So not knowing anything about the meaning of this painting, although it does appear to be a version of the birth of Venus. We'll go back to the birth. Like she's arriving on a shell on the seashore with the doves, I guess. There's no doves in this one. And so having actually, like, there is a beautiful circularity there, having kind of the same scene depicted in both the birth and the world. The world signifies completion and like the end of cycles, among other things. But this, like, traditionally the world card and like the Rider-Waite has this woman dancing in the middle of this wreath. And so you've got that composition mirrored here. And I think that's a really cool choice. Okay, so we don't have a 29th or a 23rd Arcana here, Major Arcana card here. Is it at the end? Was that a typo? Is it only 78 cards? I really want to know now. Okay, we're just going to go through these. I'm going to try not to provide a lot of commentary here, and we'll just go through the cards. Lovely. Oh, lovely. Nice. This is beautiful. A little fuzzy, but not so much it bothers me. It's not like blurry, it's just kind of soft. That's really lovely. Oh, that is a gorgeous Queen of Cups. She looks more modern. She looks like Victorian print, like a commercial print from later on, but she's gorgeous. Okay, we've got a Triton or a Poseidon here. Okay, okay, now. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like this is a good choice for this card. Pygmalion appears to be the name of the ship. That's an interesting... Oh, I want to learn so much more about this painting. This is very pink. I feel like this painting is pinker than it should be, but I could be wrong. I'm not... In a Venus deck, though, how can you be mad about things being a little pinker than they maybe should be? This Nine of Cups is just gorgeous. Lovely. Beautiful choice for Queen of Swords. Interesting choice for King of Swords. Not sure I get that. Beautiful, Joan. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I'm so curious about some of this art. Beautiful. Lovely. She looks a little sad though. This is a beautiful Ace of Coins. I really like this one. This might be one of my favorite cards in the deck so far. Oh man, I do kind of wish I'd gotten 2 of these. But that's me for you. I always want one to read with and one to just be pretty pieces of paper. This is lovely. Okay, so no, there is not 79 cards in this deck. There are only 78 cards. That's okay. I didn't remember that there was supposed to be a 79th card. If there was, maybe I will check the campaign and like make sure that that's a typo in the book, and not something that I was like supposed to receive and didn't, because that would be sad. But I don't think there's like, let's look at the table of contents here. It goes from 0 the birth to 21 the world. So there's not any indication. Yeah, there's no indication other than the back of the box saying 79 cards. There's no other indication that there would be a 79th card. So I wonder if that was something that she was like thinking about doing at some point and then like didn't have the budget for or whatever. That would be my guess. And then that was the only bit that didn't get changed. I think this is a really beautiful deck. I haven't read with it yet. But you know, do I want to do this on camera? Do I want to read it with it for the first time on camera? I could. There's not really a rule against that. Yeah, let's do, I won't do like my whole getting to know the deck spread that I usually do for myself on camera here, but I will go ahead and pull a card for the collective, and we're gonna ask like how like if you're considering working, no, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm gonna ask just like if Venus has a message for anyone watching this video right now. You know, what is that message? And I hope that's okay, Venus, that I'm asking this right now. And we're not going to read reversals. I've just decided that. I just don't really feel like reading reversals. I don't know if I'll ever feel like reading. That's something that I usually do decide like by deck. Like, does this feel like a reversals deck to me or not? This does not feel like a reversals deck to me. I may change my mind about that at some point and decide to read reversals in this deck. But for now, we're going to go with no. Oh, okay. Well, you know, that's very funny. I'll tell you why this is very funny. So I was going to pull a card. But I also do have a rule that if I'm doing like a 1-card reading and I get a jumper, the jumper is the card. And also, sometimes I don't even pull cards. I just shuffle until I get a jumper. And the jumper is the card. And sometimes a card doesn't jump, and I guess I'm just not supposed to do a reading with that card, with that deck right now. But not only have we gotten a jumper, we've gotten the Ace of Cups, which, as you may know if you've seen any of my other recent videos, has been very important to me lately. We've got Ace of Cups. We've got Ace of Cups. We've got, hold on one moment, Ace of Cups. So overflow is my word of the year for 2024, because I have a lot to do this year in terms of like being of service to the world beyond me. And I know that the best way for me to show up in service to the world outside myself is to pour from the overflow, is to make sure that my own cup is full and that I am pouring from the overflow of my heart when I go to serve the world. If I try to pour from an empty cup, it's just going to be bad news all around. It's not going to be like, I'm not going to be giving to the world the best that I could be giving, and it's not going to feel good to me, and that's not what we want. So I'm really focusing on filling my own cup first this year, and then serving from a place of like, man, I'm in a good spot. I feel good. Let's go do some good. Let's go share that beauty, share that good, share that wellness, share that overflow with the world outside beyond me. And so I feel like this might be sending you a similar message if you've stuck around for this reading here. The message being, fill your own cup first. Take care of yourself so that you can pour from the overflow. Fill your cup with whatever makes you feel good. And that's a big message of Venus too, right? Is that like, when you feel good, you are in a much better position to show up as your best and highest self. But just for deck unboxing and reviews sake, we will also hunt down the Ace of Cups in this book, and we will see what it says. So this is a picture of Pandora, apparently, by Sir Alma Tadema from 1881. And I don't know if I said that right. Affirmation. My heart is receptive and ready to experience deep connections and profound joy. Hell yeah, it is. Keywords: love, new beginnings, emotional fulfillment, intuition, compassion, empathy, overflowing emotions, emotional awakening, deep connections, and joy. The Ace of Cups represents a new beginning in the realm of emotions and relationships. It signifies the opening of the heart and the influx of love, compassion, and emotional fulfillment. It symbolizes a surge of overflowing emotions, joy, and deep connections with others. This card invites you to embrace your intuition and listen to the wisdom of your heart. It signifies the awakening of your emotional awareness and the potential for profound emotional experiences. The Ace of Cups encourages you to be receptive to love, both giving and receiving, and to approach life with an open heart. It represents the abundant and transformative power of love in all its forms. This card reminds you to nurture and honor your emotional well-being and to embrace the beauty and richness of your feelings. It is a card of new opportunities, growth, and the potential for profound emotional fulfillment in your life. And I think that is a lovely page note card to leave off on. So thank you for joining me for this once more. This is called The Tarot of Aphrodite by Natacha Fromm. If it is still available, I will link whatever information I can find about it in the description so that you don't have to go hunting yourself. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you around. This also seems like a good time to mention that if you are seeking a reading, even if you're a tarot reader yourself, if you want, someone else's perspective, someone else to do a reading for you, I love reading for other people. I've been a professional tarot reader for well over half my life at this point. And I love reading for other people. And I do offer 2 levels of readings on my website. One of them is called Divinatory Coaching, and those are longer sessions where we schedule a Zoom call and we kind of have a conversation and read together. Or like I read while you're there and we can discuss it as it's happening. And then the other kind is where you send me your question or your situation details in writing, and then I pull cards for you on kind of on my own time, you know, in a timely manner, but like not at a set appointment time. And then I'll send you pictures and I'll send you a voice recording of the whole reading, like as I'm doing it, as I'm kind of sitting down and shuffling and narrowing down the question, as I'm pulling the cards, my first reactions, and then like if I end up, you know, going deeper, all of that gets put in the audio recording for you. And those are honestly my favorite to do just because it's a little lower pressure than having to like schedule a Zoom call and like clear out exactly the right time. But I do love doing both types. So any type of reading that you're looking for, those are something that I offer. And if you wanted a reading with this deck specifically, just go ahead and put that in your like in the message box for your order when you're talking about your question, and I can hook you up with that. That will not be a problem. I would love to read for you. I would love to read for you with this deck. It would be my pleasure, especially if you are also on a journey of working with Venus or Aphrodite. That's something I'd love to connect with you over as well. So anyhow, that is something that I offer, and I will put the information for my readings down in the description box below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.